welcome to BallySpring and this first look slash map tour at this map. For most of this map, it will be a first look for me. This is by Irish Connor and Glengar Boy. It was originally released on the Air Agri slash 4D modding page as a PC only map. Currently, it is still PC only. There is a console version in testing at the moment, I believe. I'm not sure what the difference is going to be between those two. To install this map, you're going to need to download 5 mods. You need the More Animal Husbandries mod, because there are a lot of animal husbandries on the map. And if you want to be able to place any more, you need that mod. Slurry Buying Station, the Self-Made Cowshed and Pigshed, or Pigsty. I love those 2 mods. They are awesome. And then the Sawmills pack as well. And if you start the game without them installed, FarmSim will try and download them for you anyway. So I've started on New Farmer just so we can have a look at the setup, but we're going to have a look at the map first, have a bit of a chat about things. So there are 172 fields on this map, which means most of them are quite small. You'll see most of them are grass as well when you start, because this is an Irish map and it is very heavily focused on cows, and you'll see more of that in a moment. So 172 fields. Most of them are in parcels around farms. There are, I think I counted 10 farms on this map. We'll have a fly over all of them so you can see what's there. We'll go through the animals that are there. I think I saw that this farm was the most expensive at 653,000. I guess it would be pounds, dollars, or euros, depending on which currency you play in. And then up here, the cheapest field is field 12 at 37, basically 38,000 pounds, dollars, or euros. Got some big forestry patches around the edge of the map, but most of the farms you buy as a parcel land, so that one's on its own. But we've got the farm down here, you get some fields with it. The starter farm, this one that we start off with, you get a bunch of fields with it. The same with most is you get some without, some with. So up to you how you might want to make a start on here. So you can see with when you load up the map, you start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grass fields. You own this one as well, but it's cow pasture. And you've got a field here with wheat in it, which is obviously pretty useful because you're going to want some straw. And you also own a lake, which is kind of cool. One thing that's really interesting with this map is that the animal enclosures that you start with have animals in them, and you'll see here we have some different animals. I'm going to go through all of those in a bit, but you'll see that we start off with a chicken pasture, which has got some chickens and some ducks in it. We've got in the open cow pasture, we've got some calves, and then in our cow shed we've got some Holstein heifers. And they've all got some food. Your cows have got some milk produced. You've got some slurry ready to fertilize your fields. Yeah, and you can see for the calf pens on here, you can feed them milk. I'll talk about MaizePlus and the enhanced animal system towards the end, because I know not everyone is interested in that. So if you're a regular and you're interested in those, stick around until a bit later on. So what order to do this in? Let's talk about the extra animals first, shall we? So I'm going to start off with and focus on cows mostly, and then I'll talk about the other animal types. Cows are the big change on here. So, and they're the ones that I've focused on because they're the animals that interest me the most. So if we go into the menu here, you'll see we've got calf, heifer, and cow Holsteins, so different age groups. And then the same, we've got male animals on here, and that's one of the big changes. A bit like in enhanced animal system, you get male and female animals of pretty much all the animals. I'm not sure if horses do. I haven't looked at horses, but for heifers, we've got heifer, calf, of Holstein, sorry, we've got calves, heifers, cows, and then bull calves and bulls. So see those, I believe these use Farmer Andy's models from Hofbergman. So maybe with some tailoring actually, because I'm not sure if they have, I've not looked at Hofbergman, so I'm not sure if they have all of the breeds on here. So Holsteins are dairy cows like in base game. I'll talk about how they've changed the feeding and stuff on here in a bit. So I've got Herefords and we've got Hereford cows and bulls. So the Herefords are a beef breed. We've got Angus's, the same. They are a beef breed as well. We've got Limousin's, also a beef breed. So you can see those there. We've got the Simmentals. Those are a milk cow. So the cows will give you milk, and then you get the bulls as well. Nice looking cows, actually. Jerseys, obviously, milk cow, pretty standard, legendary milk cow. Charolais are a beef breed. And then Swiss are a milk breed as well. So I think that was all of them that were on the list. Let me just check to see if I missed any. I don't think I did. So no, so you got a whole load of different breeds of cow. You've got different ages. It's a bit like Terra Life. And you've got male and female. So let's talk about the feeding differences and the milk and things. So I'm not going to put loads of numbers on the screen because I want to keep this somewhat short. But for the cows, roughly in big handfuls, so they will use about 7 times more straw, 10 times more water, and 10 times more food than a base game map. So that's built into the map. So those of you that are familiar with MaizePlus, we're getting to numbers that are a bit like MaizePlus. To account for that, you'll get about 10 times the milk. Milk doesn't start until about month 21, 22. So if you buy cows on here and you're not getting milk, it might be because they're not old enough. Manure and slurry are about 5 times more. So they're somewhere between MaizePlus and MaizePlus Animal Food Edition numbers. So I quite like that. That's a really handy thing to remember when I go on to talk about MaizePlus and the Animal Food Editions. But if you're not familiar with things like MaizePlus, you might be confused by the fact that your cows aren't producing milk straight away. That's why. So they need to be 20. They'll start producing milk, I think, probably at about 20 months. Up to 22 months, it will start to kick in properly as they're about to calve. Milk production peaks at 26 months, and it then drops off through to 45 months. It plateaus then, and you're looking at about 1,200 litres a month per cow. So you're looking at a decent amount of milk out of these cows, just playing as a base game map. So really nice. One thing to mention is I think on here, making money from beef will be even harder than base game because the beef cattle are worth less. Not worth less, they are worth less. So that is going to mean that it's much harder to make money out of them. But I'm assuming that's been scaled to be somewhat realistic. It feels like they've done a lot of work on this map to bring some realistic numbers into base game FS, which is really nice. So if we just have a quick look into feeding, I did kind of touch on it. There are calves on the map, obviously. Just looked at those. There are calf pens around some of the yards. We'll have a look at those. And you could also download, there's one on ModHub you could download as well if you wanted to place more. And you can feed calves milk. And that will satisfy 100% of their food requirement. And then for the other cows, you've got TMR is going to be 90%. Silage, TMR is 100%. Silage is 90%. So that's different from base game again. And that's really good if you're just feeding them silage. Actually, you're going to do really well. I guess, again, that probably reflects a lot about how cows are fed in Ireland and the UK, in that they are quite often fed mostly silage. And then grass and hay is going to give you 60%, which again, I think is more than base game. So that's pretty cool. We do have, so we also have these open pastures, and we'll go and have a look at those as we go around. So the other animals that are included in the map, I just had to tab out the game, so I've got a list next to me. So for pigs, we've got Landrace, Berkshire, and Black Pied. And for each of those, you've got male and female. I should probably jump over to the animal store, actually, and see if I can, see if it'll let me bring up the whole list. Oh, look at that. I've not been over here. Wow. That looks really cool. Oh, so I have to send them somewhere. No, okay. So we've got, maybe we'll have a look as we go around the map. I'll see how time's going. So for pigs, we've got Landrace, Berkshire, and Black Pied, and you've got female and male of those again. Sheep, we've got the Landrace sheep and a ram that goes with them, and then we've got goats, and there is goat's milk on this map on PC. I'm not sure which of these features will make it to console. So this is the PC version at the moment. When the console version comes out, I might do something similar because I can download it off of ModHub and look in the detail. I'm looking in the XML to dig a lot of this stuff out, which you can't do if you're on console. And then, so horses I think are the same. And then chickens, we've got chickens and a rooster, and then a male and female duck. So quite a few different animals on this map to play with, which I think is potentially going to be quite cool for people that either don't use enhanced animal system because they don't want the features of that, or, you know, haven't played Hofbergman, which I haven't. So I'm quite excited about this map, to be honest. I'm going to have a little look around the animal dealer while we're here. So this is like proper animal auction in the UK, I think, you know. That looks so good. Like, seriously impressed. Seriously impressed. I have literally really not looked around this map. So we've got, I know what this is now. So when I was looking through the XML, there were lots of animal pens with a single animal with lots of straw, and it's these. So I guess the thing to be wary of is if you play with enhanced animal system or one of the other mods that enables animal death, because I don't think these pens have food in them. Well, there's a collectible there if you're into your collectibles. I don't think these pens have food in. These animals might die. And obviously it's not going to be a problem for your gameplay, but something to be aware of. Maybe something they could fix if they do an update. Maybe give them a food trough as well. Yeah, that's really nice. It's really well done. And we've got a few outside as well. So yeah, that explains why I was getting confused when I was looking through the XML. Awesome. So I think what we'll do now is we'll stick flight mode on, and we'll have a whiz around the map. I'm going to buy all of the land as well, so we can see all of the different farms and what's on them. And my game will save, and then we'll start up at the top, I think, and we'll work our way around. So this is the green farm, which is £100,000. So this has got a cowshed, which we were just at here, and I love how he's integrated these into the farm. I use these sheds on some of my saves, but they've done a really nice job of integrating those by having that barn back onto it. It's really good. Again, really nice work. So I guess the entrance is over there. Yeah, cool. And then we've got, you can see we've got some little calf pens down here where you could give your calves milk. Looks like we've got a silo here as well. And then I am pretty sure that these are going to be silage clamps. So yeah. Yep. So some silage clamps, a cowshed. I've got a, is this might be the farm that FSG is playing on. I'm not sure. It looks a bit like it. So that's the first farm. So you've got a cowshed, you've got some calf pens, you've got a nice silo there, you've got a tap, and it looks like slurry and milk maybe there as well. I'm not sure what that trigger is, sorry. Manure by the looks of it, actually. Nice big manure plate there. Nice. I really like that as a first farm. And we can just kind of have a look across the map here. It looks really nice. So yeah, this farm is just the farm that you get, and then we've got a bunch of little fields and stuff around it. It's a bit of a really nice little farm, actually. Really nice. And then we'll head over to this farm, which has, I wrote down cows and pigs, but it looks like just cows to me. So let's fly over here, and we've got the same self-made cowshed, but this time put in slightly differently. And again, really nicely integrated into the map with a manure plate behind it. This has a slurry tank built into it there, you can see, so plenty of slurry storage. Really nice. And then another nice yard with plenty of shed space, some silage clamps across the road. Yeah, it's another really nice farm, really nice to put together. And nice little bridge here. We'll go across the bridge. So I tend to fly around my map tours, not drive, because it's just how I like to do it. So we've got one of the open cow pastures here, and we will own it now because I've just done that. So we can have a quick look in here, and you'll see that they that's not the information that I wanted, but yeah, so you can see that there. Very nice. I think I might have grazing enabled. I'm not sure. It looks like they've grazed. I will check grazing at the end. I think this map is set up for grazing, but I will check at the end. But yeah, so you can see they've got food there, milk point there, water there if they need it. Looks like they may have automatic watering. Let's see if we can find it in the list of animal pens. So yeah, no, so they have automated watering, which is really cool. That's very nice. Just a battered old tractor there. This looks really good. Really good. So the only things that I've really seen of this map are FSG playing it. So yeah. Just here we have a sell everything point, which is really useful. And then we'll head over to the next farm, which has cows and sheep. I believe there's the animal dealer that we were at before. Let's put them up that way around. You can see nice rolling countryside, lots of grass. And then up here on the hill, it's a nice location as well. We've got a couple of open pastures for the cows. Believe that one is sheep. Yep. So we've got a sheep pasture there. Sheep, yep. Got some rams in there by the looks of it as well. So there's the rams and some goats. Have a quick look at those as well. There you go. So the feeding for those should be the same as sheep, I think. Yeah, so grass and hay. So nice and easy. It's another really nice farm. Nice silage clamp there. Is it the race, the fence network for checking the sheep over. Done a really good job on this. So this one I don't think has any animals. I'm not actually sure what's down at this one. I really have not looked around the map much. So this one looks like it's just a silo and a couple of sheds. So maybe, and that would look like a classic sheep farm to me if you put a couple of open sheep pastures in there on the hillside. But yeah, lots of nice grassland there. So we'll keep going around and then we'll come back in. So we will head down to the purple farm. And I believe this is just cows. So the one further south must be cows and sheep. So let's drop down and have a look. So again, we've got one of the self-made cow sheds there. And then some space back there for storing bales and stuff, I guess. Nice big slurry pit there. Silage clamp just behind over here. Plenty of shed space. Really nice yards. I did mention grazing earlier. Obviously, these won't graze because they don't have any pasture. But yeah. So this one comes with this is just the farmyard again and £90,000. That one was a field with the sheds at 160, and then we're going to go down to the farm at the bottom, which is 350,000. So we've got, what's that there? So that's a carpentry and a sawmill there. So if you're doing any forestry, and then down here, so we've got another of the self-made cow sheds, big manure plate, sheep pasture there. That looks really well done as well. Really like that. Calf pens there as well if you want to separate your calves out and feed them milk. Lots of nice shed space. That really looks like it should be a piggery to me, but you know. Silo there as well. Very nice. Very nice done. Bad old combine in the field. There are a few of those around the map that I've noticed. Again, pretty realistic. Really nice tracks there into and out of the farm. So we'll head across next to what is a cow farm again. So you'll see very heavily focused on cows. So farm 90, this is the most expensive farm. So lots of big grass fields and a couple of arable fields mixed in. And then again, you've got the cow shed, a silo there. Looks like a clamp under cover there. Guessing that's a silage clamp. No, that's a shed. So it looks like that. So there's not a silage clamp at this one, by the looks of it. I might be wrong, but it looks like there's not. So you'd have to be doing bales for your silage here. But yeah, another really nicely laid out farm. We will head up to, I think the store is just up here, which, oh, there's a big BGA here. Very nice, plenty of silage clamps. So digest, there's a JCB on the road. I did not know they'd done that. That's very cool. I like that. Looks like there might be a slurry or digest a, yep, slurry buy point there. So if you need to buy more slurry, you can do that. And then we've got the store here, which has a forklift as well, which is really nice. And then a bunch of tractors on display. Obviously, they like their masses. So let's head over to these two farms, and then we'll pick up the starter farm. So, over here. So this is another cow farm, I believe. So we've got some cows out in the pasture there. Some of the Herefords, I think. Very nice. Nice. So again, it looks like it uses a different shed. Yeah, so it's a very nice shed. Like that. Plenty of storage space as well. Got a silo as well. So most of them seem to have a silo, which is pretty cool. And then up here we have cows and pigs. So there's the self-made piggery, pigsty. So quite a nice building as well. And then we've got some calf igloos and the cow shed. So very nice. I realize I'm not showing capacities. Let's just have, I'm pretty sure the capacity of this is not immense. I think it's about 45, something like that. Again, you know, kind of realistic numbers. 500, not realistic numbers. Okay. You must have tweaked that a little bit because mine don't hold 500. Not sure how they've done that magic. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. So, there's the animal dealer. So we need to go south. So then this is the starter farm. If you come in on New Farmer. So, as I said, we own pretty much, I've kind of destroyed it now. It was this plot here. So the grass fields, the wheat field, and the lake. Again, bad old combine there, plenty of sheds. I'll go through the equipment in a moment. You do get a nice selection of equipment. The silage clamp there, silo, and then the cow shed there, and the cow pasture, which is over here. So yeah, cow pasture there. So you get quite a lot to start off with on here. So if we just have a quick look at the starter equipment, and then for the MaizePlus and Enhanced Animal System fans, we'll go through that as well. So you start off with two tractors. You've got a 5S 145 and a 3670. That's got 300 hours on it. Oof. So you've not got anything that's really high horsepower. Deutz combine with the header that goes with it and the header trailer, the standard class trailer that we're all used to. Small base game seeder, the Hardy sprayer, just as the back sprayer, no front tank. The Amazon Fert spreader, so nothing that can spread lime. You do get a slurry tanker, and you've got quite a lot of slurry stored, so that's pretty cool. You get the K branded back mower, a tedder, a windrower, and a baler. You've got a front loader that I think is on the newer Massey. Yep, you can see it there, with a selection of tools. So you've got the silage cutter, the round bale handler, and the manure fork. So really, you've not got this is not a baler wrapper, so you can't make silage in it, but you have got a silage clamp, but you would need some way to pick your grass up. But to be honest, you're pretty well set to get going on here. You've got animals, you've got all the kit to run them, really. You might want to get a TMR mixer, I guess. And you've got some chickens as well. So by the house, where you start, got a little chicken coop there, which is quite cool. You're going to want something quite small to get the feed in, I guess. And you do start with a dog as well, which is awesome. So if you're only interested in base game, that's it. I'm going to reload with MaizePlus enabled and enhanced animal system, and I'll talk about those and how this map's going to interact with them. Well, that took a little bit of effort. So I've installed MaizePlus, enhanced animal system, and grazing. The thing I forgot to mention before is this map has my UK geo in it. These guys have removed sugarcane, cotton, grapes, and olives from it because those aren't grown in Ireland, but everything else is as the UK geo. Forgot to mention that. So I've had to go in, because when you start this map, all of the animal pens have food in. I've had to go in and remove all of that. So we are, I think, no, that's got a mixture in it. So I think we are at this pen. No, that's a barn. We're at one of them. Anyway, it's a large one with 20 animals in. Let's see if we can find it. Medium, large with 20 animals. Is there another large one? No. So I guess it's this one. I've got grazing enabled, so I'm going to speed time up, and we will see if they take some food. And then I'll talk about MaizePlus and enhanced animal system. So let's just do this test quickly. I believe it should work. Yep, so there we go. See, they have grazed from that area, and you will see that it has filled up their food, because that's what grazing does with MaizePlus. If you don't have MaizePlus enabled, it will fill the grass bar, which, if you remember, was 60% of their feed requirement. So you would need to add more, but it will keep them alive. So that's a good thing. So let's talk about the enhanced animal system. This map is set up. There is a flag within enhanced animal system. That means the animals in the map aren't overwritten by enhanced animal system. So what you get are the other features of enhanced animal system. So those would be having multiple offspring, which is really quite interesting. It makes managing some animals quite hard. So cows will typically have one offspring still, but pigs you're looking at between 8 and 12. Sheep between 1 and 2. Typically you might get 3, you might get none. Horses typically 1. Again, chickens you get quite a lot. Again, it's between 9 and 13 chickens. So yeah, you need to keep an eye on your animal pastures, because one of the other things that you can have is overcrowding. So with the extra animals being bred, you can allow for the pens to get overcrowded so they can have the offspring, and then you need to move them out. So, and if you leave it overcrowded for too long, then it starts to affect their health. So yeah. You could also set it so that if the animals don't fit, they are sold. And sometimes I've used that. So this is not an enhanced animal system tutorial. It's just going through what features you still get. So old animals die. Animals that have 0% health die as well. And you can turn that option on or off. And this map already has the male and female. So that's what you're getting with enhanced animal system. MaizePlus. It gets a bit more complicated. So this map will work with MaizePlus. And actually, because of how this map is set up, it works quite well without you having to do any work. So because this map adds a whole load of new animal breeds, MaizePlus won't recognize them. So if you're familiar with MaizePlus, for going any up, it changes the feeding, obviously. So you get, particularly it will impact calves, I guess, because you won't be able to feed calves. You will be able to feed calves milk. I'll be quiet. Not sure how it will work. Calves, I'm not sure about, actually. I have not checked calves. But what I found when I tested it is that for Holsteins and Brown Swiss, it picks up the MaizePlus values for feeding. For everything else, it uses the values for the amounts of food, straw, water, milk, manure, and slurry from how it's set up in the map. Now, for this map, I think that works quite well because they've already adjusted everything. So I think you wouldn't have to worry about going into the XML and editing things. I think you could just play it as is. The one that I think you might want to go in and edit is adding milk to calves. I'm not going to go through how to do that because this is a map tour. So generally, this map will work pretty well as is with MaizePlus. Your calves won't take milk. So yeah, that's the only thing really. And that's it. So you can blame the folks that said, yes, more map tours, please, for this. I had originally said, and you'll hear me say, if you're a regular to channel, you'll hear me say in a future video, I'm not going to do them. I decided to do one. This map really interests me. So particularly with, so you may or may not have seen the posts that Alien Paul and Farmer Andy, who make Hofbergman, who I think provided a lot of the animal models and some of the scripts and stuff for this map, are talking about making Hofbergman MaizePlus compatible. And so there was less tension about doing some of these things. Politics in gaming, it's fun. Anyway, awesome map, great work on the team that put this together. Really impressed. I really want to find a way to play this map now I've toured it, which sucks because I've got 2 new maps that I'm starting to play and I don't want a 3rd map to play. So yeah, there is that. You can't see me doing 2 thumbs up, can you? Anyway, I'm rambling now. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Comments, questions, suggestions, stick them below. If you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed this map tour, think about subscribing. And I'll see you next time.